After your protagonist experiences their first bit of conflict, that main story problem that we just gave them, how do they respond to it? We're going to answer that question in this episode. Welcome to Writing Wednesday. My name is Michael Martin. I'm a writer and a coach for writers at Storywriter Academy, and this is episode 6 of How to Write a Story Step by Step. This episode is called The Response, and it's all about how your character responds to the main conflict that we just gave them in the last episode. We've completed the first part of the story, the setup. Everything before this point was setting up the story, and now the setup portion is complete. The response is how your main character responds to the new goal or obstacles or conflict that we created for them in the last episode, the first plot point. The protagonist doesn't need to be heroic yet. They retreat, they regroup, and they run into doomed attempts. Reminders of the antagonistic force at work. And they suffer from 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And with that said, let us take a step back and get an overview of our next group of milestones. Think of the response as the second section of your story. And this section of the story groups together our next batch of milestones. This is the second piece of our milestone map. The first part was called the setup, and this part is called the response because it involves your character responding to the events of the setup. Something happened at the end of the setup, and now your character is going to respond to the new goal, the new obstacle, or the new challenges and conflicts. The response portion of your story contains 3 milestones: go, the first pinch point, and search. That's it. Again, this is just an overview. In the next 3 videos, we're going to break down each of these milestones into their individual components so you can understand them fully. But before we do that, I need to explain why the response section is so important. Directly after the inciting incident, which was the bad thing that happened at the end of the setup, your character doesn't have a plan yet. Your protagonist is just going to react to what just happened. There's no plan in motion yet because they don't even know what's going on yet. They're still figuring out the true nature of this new event in their lives. And so, they're just relying on their instincts for a while. They're running away from danger, they're hiding, and getting their butt kicked every step of the way. Think about everything that happened after Frodo's first plot point in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Remember, Frodo's first plot point is when he agreed to take the ring to the Prancing Pony to meet Gandalf.
Is it so?
And after that decision, he's chased by the ring wraith. He gets to the Prancing Pony and discovers that Gandalf isn't even there. He ends up meeting Strider, aka Aragorn. They had that battle at Weathertop where he fights the Lord of the Nazgul and gets stabbed by the Morgul blade. And then he gets carried off to Rivendell. All of that was Frodo responding to the first plot point, which is when he agreed to take the ring. Notice Frodo is running away from danger, hiding, and getting his butt kicked every step of the way. He doesn't have any kind of plan yet. He's just reacting to his environment and relying on his instincts. Now let's look at Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Its first plot point was Hagrid saying, "You're a wizard, Harry." Harry goes on his first visit to Diagon Alley, which then leads to Platform 9 3/4 and the Hogwarts Express and Hogwarts itself and the Sorting Hat, all of that. All of that is a response to Harry's discovery that he's a famous wizard. Harry is on a quest for discovery in this new special world, and more importantly, his heritage. Notice that Harry is not solving any big mysteries yet. There's no plan to take down Voldemort yet. Now let's take a look at Black Panther. Everything that follows the discovery of Claw's museum theft is T'Challa's response to that information. His first decision obviously is to go after Claw, but more on that later. Larry Brooks, author of Storyfix, describes the response section of a story like this. The context of every scene is response to the new quests, goals, stakes, and obstacles introduced in the first plot point. The hero is running, hiding, analyzing, observing, recalculating, planning, recruiting, or anything else required before moving forward. The hero is a wanderer, staggering through a forest of options and risks, not sure where to go or what to do next. Before the first plot point, the quest didn't exist, at least into the form in which it will unfold for the remainder of the story. The hero had other plans, but with the appearance of the first plot point moment, everything changes, including the hero's plans. A new journey, quests, or needs is on his plate now. This is the fun and fascinating aspect of your story. So how can you apply this to your story? As I mentioned, this is just an overview of the response section of your story. In the next 3 videos, we're going to break down each 3 of those milestones into their individual components. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Michael Martin. I'll see you on the next one. I just realized I wasn't wearing my glasses because I don't need them to see into the camera, but this is how I look without my glasses. This is how I look with them on. We should still have